Hello everyone, my name is Grace and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Disney Plus series Wandavision, if you couldn't tell. Now, this week's video is very special because I'm joined by one of my best friends, Lauren Martinez. Disclaimer, as always, this video will be completely spoiler free. The show is so good, so much happens that I want you all to check it out and experience it for yourselves. Oh, wait, this is gonna be so hard not to spoil because I just watched the finale and I'm like still trying to process what happened. Anyways, WandaVision follows the story of Wanda Maximoff and the Vision. Every Friday we are treated to a new episode that is set in a different decade.
In the course of the show, we visit decades spanning from the 1950s to the early 2010s. It pays homage to classic TV shows such as The Dick Van Dyke Show, Bewitched, The Brady Bunch, Malcolm in the Middle, and so many more. Each decade shows us how shows back in the day, from dialogue, accents, and humor, and the dynamic of families has changed. The clothes were also handmade each decade to produce a more authentic feeling of nostalgia.
In this show, we get to learn all about Wanda and her story of how she becomes the Scarlet Witch.
Wandavision is the first project in Marvel's Phase 4 to be brought to life and is carrying out big plans for Marvel in the future. Disney recently purchased 21st Century Fox, and by doing this, Marvel's acquired Fox's X-Men franchise. By doing this, a character will need to, quote, shatter the multiverse, and the only character who would be able to do this would be Wanda Maximoff. Maximoff's character in the comics, otherwise known as the Scarlet Witch, is confirmed to be the most powerful character in the franchise. We aren't sure exactly how she's going to shatter the multiverse, but there is a new movie coming out spring 2022 starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where it is most likely going to happen.
Now, if you couldn't tell by my shirt, I am a huge fan of this show. Wanda has always been my favorite Avenger, so watching this show and getting to see more of her character and learning more about her has been really enjoyable for me. I also really love Elizabeth Olsen. She is so talented. She's like the perfect fit for this role. She plays Wanda so well, and I love how much research she puts into her character, as well as like how much she loves her too. I also love the rest of the cast. Catherine Hahn is absolutely hilarious, and Paul Bettany, so sexy. Anyways, there are so many Easter eggs and little moments in the show for the diehard Marvel fans to notice. We also get to see some familiar faces, such as the incredible and amazing Jimmy Woo. Love that guy. A few cool fun facts that I found out about WandaVision is that one, it was actually filmed in front of a live studio audience, so all that laughing you hear in the background is actual people. It's not a laugh track. And then two, the people who write the music for WandaVision are the same people who wrote the soundtracks to the Frozen movies, which explains why all the songs are catchy as fuck. We're gonna have a little dance break. Okay, enough of that. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Even though I'm a very big fan of the MCU and WandaVision, I do have some valid criticisms. One, for example, would be Wanda's incontinuity of age. Through the entire MCU, she was introduced being 16 years old, and she was always called a kid or the kid. But it's come out in WandaVision that she is actually 32, which has been very confusing for us fans.
One downside about this show is that it is not for casual viewers. You need to have a prior knowledge of Marvel and honestly like a little bit of the comics to really understand the show and what's going on. Like, for example, one of my friends who has never seen a Marvel movie before in her life wanted to watch WandaVision but had like no idea what was happening.
Another one is how the MCU is erasing all of Wanda's heritage. In the comics, a big part of her history and her story is about her being a Romani Jewish woman. It is a big part of her character and is just being swept under the rug.
Now on the other side, some things I really liked about this show, outside of the show itself, is the fandom. Seeing how everyone is loving Wanda now and finally realizing how interesting her character is, I love it.
Marvel has always been one of my favorite things, and it is a comfort haven for me ever since I was a preteen. Either analyzing the movies or reading the comics, it was always there for me.
There have also been some really funny memes I've seen on Twitter that both Lauren and I are going to share. our favorites. Thanos. Reality can be whatever I want. Wanda. Noted. That's funny. I like that. Breaking news, Elizabeth. I like this one a lot. Elizabeth Olsen is currently being hospitalized due to carrying the entire MCU on her back. She does that pose so much. Homegirl's like gonna break her back one of these days. How does she do that? Like, I don't know. Okay, where's my last one? TBH, normalize creating your own reality when things aren't going well. Mood. I mean, relatable, honestly. Wanda has lost basically everything. Her parents, her twin brother, the love of her life. So it's been nice getting to finally see her be happy in the show, even if it was just for 2 seconds. In conclusion, Marvel, stop hurting her. Let her be happy, please. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go check out my other videos. That's all I got for you. Peace. By the way, Wanda could have killed Thanos. She could have. Just saying. And she's the most powerful. Controversial? I know that's a little controversial. The Thor stans are gonna come for me. I don't really care because she's the most powerful and that's all I have to say. Peace.